Hey, if you like my content, please consider subscribing, drop a like on my video, and share it on social media. Also, I have found out that YouTube's algorithm punishes creators that get short watch times on their videos. So if you can, please stick around to the very end. If you're a person who does not like my videos well enough to stick around to the very end, please go down in the comments and tell me what I can do to improve them. I make videos challenging the woke agenda that has been spoon-fed to us for the last several years. I'll also make videos challenging anything else that I find that doesn't make any sense to me. So thanks for watching. Now on to the video.
It's well, it's easier to be a parent this morning.
It, how is it easier being a parent since Joe Biden has won the presidential election? I don't see how that is going to make it any easier for you or anyone else. Let's see if he explains.
Easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters.
Character matters. So we're going to compare character between presidential candidates now. When we take a look at Joe Biden's character here a little bit.
Keep going and going and going. Joe Biden wouldn't let Hillary go as they met on the tarmac at Scranton Airport. About 4 seconds into the hug, they semi-disengage. Nothing to see here, right? Wrong, because the vice president wouldn't unhand Hillary for almost 16 seconds.
Matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters.
You're crying. You're a grown man crying on national television because the person you wanted to win the presidential election won the presidential election. Are you kidding me? And if you think Joe Biden is honest, he's not. I'm sorry. He's a politician.
And it's easier for a whole lot of people. If you're Muslim in this country, you don't have to worry if the president doesn't want you here.
I don't remember Donald Trump saying he didn't want Muslims in the country. I think he put a ban on travel from certain countries that are majority Muslim. Same ban that your God and Savior, Barack Obama, put on those countries. So yeah, I don't know what you're worried about with Donald Trump having that same ban.
If you're an immigrant, you don't have to worry if the president's going to be happier to have babies snatched away or send dreamers.
Oh, so you can't even finish that sentence. It's so emotional for you. Have babies snatched away. Was that George Bush Jr. or was that Clinton who set up that program at the border where you separate children from the adults because we don't know who those children actually belong to? Sending back dreamers, well, you know, if they don't have citizenship, you can actually deport them legally. That may be tragic, but that's the law. So, I don't know what to tell you there.
Back for no reason. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. You know, the I can't breathe. You know, that wasn't just George Floyd. That was a lot of people that felt that they couldn't breathe. Every day you're waking up and you're getting these tweets and you just don't know, and you're going to the store and people.
Yeah, I wake up in the morning and I'm getting tweets and I just don't know. That's what happens because I can't breathe. Who can't breathe? You're seriously comparing the murder of George Floyd to the presidency of Donald Trump. Okay, man. I get up in the morning and I go to the bathroom and I just don't know. And then I get some water and I drink it and I just don't know. And then I get some breakfast and I eat it and I just don't know. And it feels like I can't breathe. Are you insane?
People who have been afraid to show their racism are getting nastier and nastier to you, and you're worried about your kids and you're worried about your sister. And can she just go to Walmart and get back into her car without somebody saying something to her.
Why would somebody say something to your sister? I don't worry about my sister going to Walmart or whatever you said and getting back into her car and somebody saying something to her. She's an adult. She can handle herself. Words aren't going to destroy her. In fact, by the time you're old enough to drive a car, you should pretty well be past the notion that words are going to hurt you.
And you spent so much of your life energy just trying to hold it together. And this is a big deal for us just to be able to get some peace and have a chance for a reset. And the character of the country matters. And being
the character of the country matters. So we're going to be led by a president who does this sort of stuff.
Right, so hold five.
Right over here. There you go. You can put your weight. Pleasure to meet you.
Good. And again, please looking right here.
Okay, so tell me about you.
His wife, Holly.
Hi, Holly. How are you? Now, Holly, you come over on my side. You come over this side. I want you next to me.
How you
I want you
doing?
next to me. Oh, yeah, sister, you come over this side. Come on over this side. Okay? Come on, sis. You get right in the middle with me. You go right over here. Over this. Mom, you go right in the middle. Come on, Dad.
Remember your mom.
Okay, here you go.
man matters. I just want my sons to look at this. Look at this. It's easy to do it the cheap way and get away with stuff, but it comes back around. It comes back around. And this is a good day for this country. I'm sorry for the people who lost.
You're sorry for the people who lost. And it comes back around. You don't care about the people who lost, you liar. You're a lying liar who lies. Why would you care about the people who were kicked out of office? Unless they were Democrats, because you seem to be in love with the Democrats. They're a human being. Their whole job is being political. And they don't have your best interest at heart. You don't have anybody's best interest at heart except your own. You're on national TV right now acting all emotionally distraught because the person you wanted to win the election won, apparently. You think I believe for a second this is real?
For them, it's not a good day. But for a whole lot of people, it's a good day.
Gloria?
And as long as I've been covering politics, we talk about character. And a lot of campaigns, character didn't count. Other things mattered more. And I always ask myself this question, this race, would character matter? Would values matter? Would that go to the top of the list? And COVID became part of that, became part of the character issue, how you handle something that has killed more than 200,000 people in this country. It became a matter of character.
So how do you think that Joe Biden's going to handle that? Do you think he's going to handle it any differently than Donald Trump did? Really, I didn't hear him really talking about COVID in their debates or anything. Talked about a lot of stuff, but COVID wasn't a big part of those debates. So what makes you think that Joe Biden is going to do a better job with COVID, and that's why he needs to be elected president? And what does that have to do with his character? I mean, really, Donald Trump made the decisions he made because he thought they were the right thing to make, the right decisions to make. Doesn't mean they were. Doesn't mean that he's a good person for making those decisions, but those were the decisions that he made. So Joe Biden's going to do the same thing. He's going to make decisions about COVID based on what he thinks is right. Doesn't mean that they will be right. The right choices.
Values. And you look at Joe Biden, and that is who he is. He's a man of empathy. You can disagree with him on all this, politically, you can say he's a socialist, which of course he isn't. He was very hard for Republicans to pigeonhole because
that's not a good thing in a politician. Pigeonholing means you're going to categorize and put him into one little spot. That means he's wishy-washy. Joe Biden will just flip-flop and change his mind, do whatever he feels like doing. He's not going to be a person of integrity, as you would say. Right? He doesn't have good integrity, actually. being a person of integrity means that you have principles and you stand by those principles. Joe Biden will change his principles on a whim.
Because so much needs to be done in this country, whether it's about COVID, whether it's about the economy, whether it's about race, whether it's about climate. You can go down the list. So this man, who was the youngest man, one of the youngest, I should say, ever elected to the United States Senate, will now be the oldest man ever to take the presidential oath.
That's America.
Think of that. Think of that.
Yep, that's what makes you presidential, is being old. And as far as changing everything in the country, he's had a roadmap of how to do this for 40 years. Well, for his entire life, actually, but he's been working in politics for 40 years, and he's seen how it's done, and he's been part of it, doing it. All he has to do is flip the switch back to the way it was. And that's what he's going to do. I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's just that's what's going to happen.
First of all, let me say, watching Wolf make that announcement threw me back to when I was in the war room in 2008 at the campaign headquarters, and I heard him say the words that Barack Obama would be president of the United States, and I was overwhelmed with emotion. I'm sure that's the feeling of people over in Biden's headquarters and many people across the country, and Van just so eloquently and movingly expressed that. Joe,
I don't think you know the definition of the word eloquent. That was not an eloquent speech that he gave. Moving, well, to him it was moving, obviously. He was very moved by the words coming out of his mouth and the thoughts in his wee little brain. But eloquent, no.
Joe Biden, we tend to correct in our elections for the deficiencies of the person in that office. And in this case, those deficiencies went to character, went to decency, went to a lack of empathy.
So, does this depict character, decency, and empathy?
15. Remember, no serious guys in your 30s. Would you take a picture of this quickly? Anybody else want to be sworn in as a senator today?
Just asking.
And these are qualities, as Gloria said, that Joe Biden has in abundance, and that made him the right candidate to run against Donald Trump. I think when he said last night that he wanted to bring the country together, that he wanted to be the president of all Americans, that he fundamentally believes that. He grew up that way in politics. But we should also recognize today, and I'm sure Rick will speak to this, that there are a lot of Americans who think that will see this as a gut punch, because we are in a very divided country. And for all the...
No, an adult human being will go, you know what, hey, we lost. But you know what, actually you people are so way off anyway, because the Republicans won Congress. And so Joe Biden's not going to have the power that he wants to have, because you know, Republican Congress with a Democratic president. So he's not going to be able to get much done. And then you have 3 justices that President Trump got into the Supreme Court. And your little goddess, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she doesn't care about you. You know how I know she doesn't care about you? She could have resigned. She could have resigned when Obama was in office, and then Obama would have had the ability to nominate a judge. She didn't do that, though. She waited. She had it. She had it locked down. Obama was the president. She could have just resigned.
The tasks that Joe Biden faces now, President-elect Biden, whether it's dealing with the virus or dealing with the economy or myriad other problems, the greatest challenge is going to be to deal with a deeply divided country and try and find a common language and a common set of concerns that we can work on together, even if we disagree on many, many issues. And that, you know, I so fervently hope for the country that he is successful in moving us forward in that way.
The reason the country is divided was because of Barack Obama. There was a firm belief in the population here that, oh, we have a black president now. Black people are going to be 100% equal to white people. There's not going to be a single poor black person anymore. They're going to be just as rich and powerful as white people. Little do they know that's not how things work in the country, or in any country, really. Unless you want to try communism, it's not going to work. So It just so happened that Trump was the president after Obama, who got all this blame for dividing the country. He's not the one who divided the country. The country was already divided by Obama. When you got 8 years of people going, how come I'm not on top now? How come I'm still poor? How come, I'm not doing better? We got a black president. I'm a black person. I should be equal to white people, but I'm not. My life hasn't gotten any better. And then on top of that, you got Obama saying things, racist things, saying like, oh, this black person who was shot, he could have been my son. And then it devolves into white people being told for years that they are inferior and that they are colonizers and slavers and they don't deserve to have what they have accomplished in their lives. There's white privilege and there's male privilege, and this is all we hear persistently about people who are not minorities in this country. What do you expect is going to happen? Country's divided because people like me are constantly being told I'm garbage just because of the qualities I was born with. Pull yourself together, Van Jones. Grown man crying on national television. The whole country to see. For the whole world to see. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you next time.